What's your strategy? Splashing the legacy flow to limit.
You did.
This ain't that type of party.
Guard!
God.
Toot that ass!
No.
Yeah, we know you don't need no extra amplification
True.
of your voice.
This is true. Toot toot.
That's gay.
Big booty word.
It's another week of Country Cousins.
Okay.
I'm back to restore order. Oh, you didn't even post the episode last week, did you?
I think I did.
This is your boy Dub. No, it's
You know what I did realize? Like, you gotta, like, sign in. That fucks me up. Because it'll let you record without signing in. It'll give you 15 minutes. Didn't know them, like, countdown.
Right.
Fuck you mean countdown?
That's why you posted
That's why you
2:15
fucked up.
minutes.
Yeah. I was like, it's like, oh, time almost out. Get the premium version. Premium version?
That
Bitch.
premium boom boom.
Boom, boom.
This your guy Flacco.
AKA.
Beat her from the back.
Diddy 314, aka the Juggernaut. Bitch!
Do you not know how this works? by
You
now?
normally kind of pass the ball around. You just...
You cut
No.
me off. I've been said this Dub. I kind of threw.
Right.
No, I'm always
our
the third.
rugby passed it
I always
somewhere.
go third.
But he doesn't know sports. He doesn't play sports. He also no look pass.
I know these goddamn muscles, bitch.
Wrestling is out of sports, sir. I'm sorry.
Sports entertainment.
WWE is not a sport.
Sports entertainment.
What's something that should be a Olympic sport that isn't?
Okay, I'm about to answer that question.
He gonna
The
say
different-
double dutch.
Fuck that. Breakdancing is not a goddamn Olympic
Did you see
sport.
that?
Yes.
That's where I was going.
Breakdancing is not a goddamn option for Olympic sport.
So you mean to tell me breakdancing is an option for Olympic sport, but they took out legitimate wrestling? Because they took out wrestling out of the Olympics, but breakdancing is in there.
They're trying
Right.
to add breakdance.
Right. But
Could you imagine the person's just like, "What do you do?" Well, I got a gold medal for pop blocking.
How's that different from curling?
I think that's bullshit too.
right, like a lot of these people, a lot of these sports get these sponsors. Like when you deviate from physical ability, right? That's like real physical ability, running, jumping, all that stuff, and create these sports. Unathletic white people, i.e., cornhole is a sport now.
Yes.
Like,
What do you mean NASCAR is not a sport?
But wait. Cornhole is the best thing you'll ever watch. Ever watch on a Saturday when you fucked up. Trust me, right here.
just like the PBA, right?
No,
Like they get hyped though.
It's way better when my man out there with the koozie, and you don't know what's in the beer in the can, but he out there, he tossing his bag and with the koozie, it ain't never left.
Then take a sip out. Hey, balance, bro. That's all cornhole is. Gotta have balance.
Bro, there's a dude out there with headphones on.
And this is, and he's being televised with his headphones.
They
on.
won.
Right.
Wow.
I had to look up the rules. Like these doubles championships, they win like $25,000.
You remember they had one here? It was
That was the first one I saw.
right. It was sponsored by Jimmy Dean,
Johnsonville.
Johnsonville. Right, the breakfast shit.
Yeah.
Breakfast sausages.
Brats. Put some of them brats on the fire.
Boy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Breakdancing. What's an Olympic sport?
Something that should be an Olympic sport.
I'll let you go first. I got one.
I don't know.
Craps. Clickety clack, baby. Wow.
6 and 8 running
Hey,
mate.
we're recording.
They trying to do
Arm wrestling?
not futsal, but basically court soccer.
Come on.
Indoor soccer.
Yeah.
I'm about to say what is
Not indoor soccer, but court.
I would think that you should put futsal in there.
what is futsal?
So futsal is basically soccer.
You went to a futsal game. Remember we saw $4?
$4.
Okay,
That's futsal.
That was futsal. The ball is heavier, so it doesn't get off the ground as long,
It's smaller, but
and
heavier.
you're only doing like 3-on-3.
okay.
They talking about doing more of like a basketball court size indoor, which is kind of what they play in South America.
Okay, because I know they was talking about a 3-on-3 basketball tournament also.
Right.
The Big Three. This is what's making the Big Three so intriguing also.
So, quick segue. Do you think Big Three should partner with NBA?
No. Damn, we're in agreement.
That is its own complete different thing. And it's great that it's different.
Like, the NBA has image and so many different rules, and they trying to protect their image, right? The Big Three will lose some of its luster if they merge with the NBA. No rule, like no standardized drug testing and things of that nature. These guys aren't competing every day. They only get 10 games a season
If they show up.
if they show up, right? So this is more leisure. This is more for the fans than anything.
I do think that I would like to see like Nike or some big company like throw some like real dollars at it.
Shit.
Why Nike?
Right.
Like, Nike's already the giant.
If
If I was Under Armour, Puma, somebody like that, that's who I would do it, because now you're gonna get a different exposure.
Right.
I'm only going off the fact that most of them had Nike contracts.
Toyota put money behind it. Kia, or the car dealerships, or
I think Kia puts money behind the NBA.
right. So Toyota's put money behind this.
Yeah.
So but I think it's really great for the fans. You get to see all the yesteryear greats. You know what I mean? Like, I love Lamar Odom. He's like my personal favorite, like top 3 small forwards of all time. I love Gil. He's in my top 3
Shooter.
point guard. Yeah, top 3 point guards of all time. Just favorite. Not
Right.
saying greatest, but my favorite.
Right. It's like when I say E40 is one of my favorite rappers of all time.
Right.
He's not the greatest, but he's
He's
a legend.
He holds a special
I'm
place.
Pimp C is the greatest. My fucking talking down is a death wish. Shout out to Paul Wall. Bars.
Why don't you want NBA involved with Big Three?
Because it's got its own niche. I don't want to see the NBA try to destroy it with
Too many rules.
like almost too established and just too much. No, let that shit be free flowing. You know what it reminds me of in a way where like the ABA, like it's just more expressive. Like you want to see Gil go out there, talk his shit, shoot his shots, and not have nothing to worry about. Like Gil's out there, like I'm gonna shoot.
The
NBA, like even the coaches are different. Like they're not running set plays for real. Go out there and ball.
Right.
Now, you did bring one point that I would like to see. I don't want it on national TV.
You do or don't.
Don't.
Where you want it on?
Somewhere where they can curse.
Oh.
I want to really hear all the trash talk that they do. I want to hear the real, authentic trash talk of... Because then, like, we really could feel like we at the playground.
Yeah.
What about this? HBO.
Anywhere.
I just think HBO when you're just talking about like let's get out there.
What'd you just say? What's your favorite line to say at the end of every show?
Who has live sports?
Again, you don't need the big boy to step in. And I don't want HBO, because HBO kind of ruins stuff after 3 seasons.
Hold on.
But-
Who has Hard Knocks? It's
HBO.
Okay.
But Hulu, YouTube, like, you want to drive some people to get some shit? Or even like ESPN Plus. I'm never going to buy ESPN Plus. You do that? I might be interested.
I don't want to do ESPN Plus because that's still Disney and like that's.
But I'm just saying, I'm just giving
I
an
like
idea.
Hulu. I can deal with Hulu.
Hulu, more so YouTube. Like, that would be a power play for YouTube.
I mean, shit, even if it was ESPN, you know what I mean? Like, if it's ESPN Plus, you're buying it, so it's going to be uncensored. Like,
Right.
they don't censor the UFC fights.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Right.
you sign in the disclaimer that you're accepting anything that's not PG rated material.
Right.
So I still enjoy the Big Three. Like, it was hard to try to figure out where the games were. Like,
Right.
they tricked you with the whole CBS Sports app.
I mean, but it was nice to see the cat get busy.
Hey, shoot.
That's facts. And ISO Joe, but he could still be in the league. He could still be getting NBA money. But
So Stoudemire.
I think Stoudemire's trying to use this to get back. Actually,
I
don't think so.
I think he's done. You see, he grew the dreads. He got the dreads. He's smoked out. He's in the TBD and all that. He's good.
Right. Like, he's a true admitted pothead at this point.
Right. Kenyon Martin. They said the first game they showed him. My guy that came out of high school too for the Pacers.
Jermaine. No,
Harrington. Yes, he was before Jermaine O'Neal.
Yeah,
Came out in '96, sir.
Jermaine came out
Al
in Portland.
Harrington.
Al Harrington.
Shine.
But he's big into dispensaries and stuff.
Right,
Like him, Mobley, and somebody else. They own like strains.
I know. Like he had it in his cousin's name or something like that towards the end of his career. That's what got popping. Then once he got out, boom, he got into it. Oh, sorry, he came out in '98. Al Harrington. I misspoke. I said '96. Jermaine came out in '96.
Portland Trailblazers.
Right.
Since you misspoke, let's talk about another misspoke. LeVar Ball.
God.
Now, I like him, but I don't like him.
Are you sure this isn't bowling buckets?
No, like so. This
Sure.
this is what you do, right? Because you told me you got to hype your kids. I think he does it too much.
Way too much.
But but sports help him get to this level of arrogance because he think he a star also.
That's the biggest thing.
That's where it's at. He thinks he is a star.
You can hype your kids, but you have to have at least one humble bone in your body.
You have to be reserved. Yes.
Like, y'all, I don't ever talk about my kids are great. I'll let somebody else say it. I'll tell you what they can do, if you ask me.
Right.
But I don't like how they flipped him on this switch gears thing.
Yeah, that was corny as fuck.
Because not only did they try to railroad him and say he's banned from ESPN and all this other stuff, they used it as sound bites. Like, then they had the whole spree now because with Jalen and, his wife is the person that was quote unquote insulted in Molly Curran.
Right. So, and that's my thing. Like, if you put it in context, you listen to him.
Can you guys give me that though?
Okay, so he said it. He said it a lot of times.
He said it almost every interview
Right.
he's been on ESPN.
You can switch gears. Meaning, right? That's what he said. Switch
Yeah,
gears.
you can go ahead
I'm
and
talking
switch
about the
gears.
Jalen thing.
So,
Molly Curran is Jalen's wife.
right.
Okay.
And so he was like, so I think she interrupted him. He was like, okay, well, you can switch gears on me anytime then.
Right.
And that's what she took it and ran with it. And Jalen is backing her and pumping that shit also.
Which one? Well, this is why this is Country Cousins. You have to defend your woman to an extent.
When she's right.
To an extent, even if she's wrong.
Okay, that's fair.
Publicly, you have to defend her.
Yes.
And then behind closed doors,
Bitch,
she was
you
wrong.
Right. When we get in this car, I'm be like, hey, don't you ever do that shit again.
We get in this car and snatch a knot in your ass.
But I think it's what they did with, what was the other little white chick that
Oh, that's on Pump It Up or whatever.
NBA.
Yeah, with T-Mac and
Yeah.
What's the other dude name? Paul Pierce, garbage ass.
He-
Chauncey on there too.
He got fired. But
What's her? Yeah, what is her name?
but they flipped
Stephen A.
Stephen A against her or her against him to do the whole women empowerment thing. I'm not against no woman coming up off anything, but don't let your only claim to fame be you
Shitted on the man.
know what I'm saying, you
Right.
stepped over somebody else to get to where you are,
Right.
and that's man or woman.
Facts. I mean, that shit lousy though. Like, if you see it now, you see that this play or this shift in energy everywhere in sports, in television, everywhere you go, you see this shift in power. Right. Case in point, now you seeing women becoming assistant coaches in the NBA.
You're right. They just gave Carol Lawson a job with the Celtics as an assistant coach. They had the one coach that started last year as an assistant. So, yeah, I mean, they're getting a lot of opportunity. They said Q Richardson had a big shout out to his Big Three coach to bring that back to the Big Three. I forgot her name, but where y'all going? Y'all just gonna leave me in the middle of the podcast? All right, well, this is the Dub Solo show for the rest of the time here. I guess I'll be quick. But no, man, like I like this empowerment movement that is being given to, females on, these platforms, speaking of, big platforms, the Women's World Cup, Megan Rapinoe or whatever her name is, big shout out to her because she's standing on her guns. She's still kneeling out there for the flag or for the national anthem. She taking all the smoke for Donald Trump. She said, fuck, I ain't going to no White House visit. Fuck all that. And I hope my team is with me. They got that big game against France. Basically, whoever win that is going to win the Women's World Cup is what it's looking like. But you got the Women's World Cup popping off. You got, tons and tons of action happening. But it still ain't a level playing field. It was a recent report out there where the 12th person on an NBA roster makes more than the WNBA team in their same city, basically. So you're talking about, I don't even know who the 12th man is on Toronto. The dude that was squatting in the picture when Kawhi hit the shot that we don't even know his name. I think his name Jordan Lyles or something like that. He makes more than anybody that makes an MVP or finals MVP for the WNBA. Now, granted, WNBA's never been a big ticket seller. That's not to say it's not exciting. That's not to say that it's not important. I know before he left me, Diddy was trying to say that the Women's World Cup team could beat the Men's World Cup team. Debatable. I still say no. I still say soccer is probably one of the few sports where you could have women playing men and have somewhat of a fair trade just based on spacing, passing, technique. But there's still a grave physical advantage, just like we joked about the transgender teens, basically running against girls in track teams. It's just one of those, all you need is one breakaway or, a couple guys out there in space like Boyd, or there's no female out there that's going to match up against Altidore in the box. I mean, it's just some big disadvantages that would be out there on the field. Not to say that it couldn't be done, but I'm just saying if it's 100 games, I'm going to pick the men to win probably 90 of those games, 80 at the minimum. But hopefully the Women's World Cup USA team brings it on home. They had a shaky game last week or earlier in the week, but I think they were looking past that. I don't even know who they played, and they were just looking straight to France because basically here's the title. You're going to beat the home team on their home court. This is it. This is for all the marbles. But I guess I'll wrap this up since my cohorts left me. It's been another week of Ball and Buckets. Like, subscribe, comment, enjoy. We out. Hulu House Live Sports.